Okay, first of all, the dogs won't stop barking because they see something or some shit. I got a huge ass skein of yarn. It's like 1 pound of yarn. It's over 1,000 yards, so I can make a bunch of hats out of it. And we're gonna be reacting to the Llorona episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved. You know, the dogs shut the fuck up soon. I need to grab my plushie. I'll be right back. If I were to hug yarn, it would be very awkward. In this episode, was released to coincide as like an advertisement for the Llorona movie that came out a few years back.
Señora, yo no los conozco.
Welcome to a special episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural.
You know what? I am going to shrink my thing a little bit here. Like, this by 8 pixels, that's better.
In honor of the new movie, The Curse of La Llorona, we're doing something slightly different. We'll be looking for the titular antagonist, La Llorona, to see if there's any truth to the storied legend.
I tried to roll those R's, Curly.
I know, I heard you give up. It's fine.
I guess this is a good point to bring up.
Yeah.
I'm half Mexican.
Yeah, and I'm Salvadoran, so my family's from El Salvador.
You speak fluent Spanish, though. I do not. I'm a shame in my family.
I speak it.
You say La Llorona.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
But I wouldn't say La Llorona. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you could.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, to be fair, my throat's a little sore.
La Llorona.
Wow.
Wait, now I gotta do it better than him.
Can you roll the extended R like a La Llorona?
Yeah, La Llorona. Oh
Is
my
that too-
God.
can you
I need
I'm
some
getting out
fucking
Spanish
tea.
by the white guy.
Like too much mustard on it? Like,
Yes.
because then you're just being obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was certainly good stuff. We should get into finding La Llorona now.
The Curse of La Llorona is the story of a single mother fighting to save her family from the evil La Llorona, or weeping woman, who wants to steal her children and make them her own.
Yeah.
Because La Llorona is an important cultural figure in storytelling traditions not just in Mexico and the US, but throughout the Latinx world, we've invited our friend Curly from BuzzFeed's Pero Like to come with us on this journey.
Just jumping into this.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Shaniac or Bugara?
You know this, I'm a Bugara. I'm definitely a Bugara.
But I love him.
But I'm thankful for you because every time
No,
I'm
no,
freaking out with you, I'm like,
Don't step over the
you'll
aisle.
say something and I'm
Don't
like,
reach over the aisle.
Look, Curly and I are thick as thieves, Ryan. You can't take that away from us.
Let's just get into it.
okay.
La Llorona's mythology dates back to pre-colonization,
Yeah.
and until more recently, she had been largely a figure of oral storytelling. Because of this, the story of La Llorona can vary widely between families.
I'm trying to figure out where this falls because it sounds part urban legend, part cryptid. Is it somewhere in the
It's a
middle
little
of
bit
this
of
all?
everything,
Yeah.
which I think is why it's so universal, which is why no Latin country, no matter who you talk to, everybody wants to claim it as their own story. Everyone is like, this is my story, this is us, this is, and
Yeah,
it's
she was even
this
on
is
an
kind
episode
of
of Grimm.
universal at this point.
According to one popular legend, La Llorona was abandoned by the man she loved and left to raise
Yeah,
their
that's like one
children
of the most
alone.
common ones.
Overcome with grief over lost love, or
Like,
perhaps
I think the two most common ones are the lady, she's married, they have 3 kids. He ditches her for a pretty young thing. She kills her kids to get back at him. Then she kills herself. But the same kid's like, nah, you can't go. Nah, did your kids come with you? No, they did not. So she's stuck in hell. So she's stuck roaming the earth and stuff. The other motive would be she's the servant girl of some. She's an indigenous person, and she's and she had kids with a colonial person, and then the colonial guy cheated on her, and she killed the kids. She always has kids.
filled with the desire to exact revenge on her betraying lover. She murdered.
Oh, another one I believe is I'm either getting confused with a true crime case or it's an actual story. She had kids from a previous relationship, but the guy she liked wouldn't go out with her because she had kids with from another man. So she drowned kids so she could be with a man.
Murdered her children and threw their bodies in a river. She died of her despair, and as punishment for her murders, she was condemned to wander the world in search of the bodies of her dead children.
You know, I think that's a fair sentence.
Yeah, St. Peter was like, girl, he's like, honey, you gotta get your kids, and so you can get into heaven. But let's face it, the kids already went to heaven. She's stuck in hell, and now that's like her punishment.
To be honest, you murder your children, maybe you have to search for them forever in the afterlife.
Forever.
Yeah, it's just some misplaced anger there. You know, her husband.
You think? You think that's misplaced?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Do you think she went too far?
Yeah.
Where do you think she went too far?
When she killed her kids.
I'm sorry, I came down on you a little hard.
I know, I was like, poor you.
I'm sorry.
While many La Llorona encounters and stories encourage audiences to fear a spirit actively looking to do harm, other tellings are meant more as a parable, where listeners merely learn from the woes of the weeping woman.
I think it's important to scare children like this.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think it's great too. Legit, like
scare
before La
kids
Llorona,
more.
I was a happy
But
little
not-
kid. I lived a
Jesus
great life.
Christ.
Do you know
I mean,
what I
not
mean?
in a bad way,
And
gotta
then we were like sleeping on like a
give them
maca. What are
scary-
they called? A hammock.
Scary
Oh, yeah,
stories.
And then a tia came up one day and just changed my life. She was cleaning and she could hear somebody crying outside of the window. And so she looked out and she saw this woman with like all black eyes, like no white in the eyeballs, and super, super like yellow skin and like fur. So it's
Fur?
like a
Okay,
super,
now that's a new one.
yeah, they add a little bit. I think that's where they add a
Like
little
fur
bit.
tree
I
or
have no
fur
knowledge of
fur?
this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Were there any Polish legends, Shane, that were threatening you with death?
All we had was good old Santa Claus, and the worst you'd get
Santa
was
Claus.
no
Well,
presents.
there's also
Wow.
You know, and
Krampus.
that was that's devastating.
For me, it's been a way. It was a way to make me behave as a child.
Mm.
My
Yeah.
mom used it as a disciplinary technique.
Like
That's
El
what they do.
Cucuy.
So she told me that pretty much if I didn't make my bed, La Llorona would come
Would get
drown
you.
me in my sleep.
Yeah.
If you wonder why I am the way I am, it's because I've been threatened with death since I was able to comprehend
Oh my
language.
God.
One scholar has related that her family's La Llorona story, which was passed down matrilineally, was a tale of a woman who was jealous her husband showed more
Yeah.
love for their
Oh, that's
children
another
than
one.
her. She told him her concerns, and when he didn't change, she drowned their children in the river. Her husband left her, and she died of loneliness. When she got to heaven, God told her she could not get in until she
Yeah.
found the souls of the children, and she now wanders the earth in search of them.
Let's face it, the
In
kids
this
out there
version,
before
La
her.
Llorona's not necessarily a threat to anyone outside her own family. She would reportedly find her way onto the scholar's family farm and cry in the fields, creating a moaning noise on windy nights.
You got to know that if we do hear a woman who is sobbing, moaning, a ghastly shriek, I am going to bolt in the direction of
I will
that
too. I will
Same.
too.
with a camera.
Same.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for this very real woman, I'm going to be like, I see that you're crying. Can you let me pinch you to
'Cause
prove that my hand does not go through your body?
Just imagine the plight of this woman too.
Oh,
She's
dude,
having a
like,
very emotional
dark.
public
Worst day of her life.
emotional public moment, and now 3 grown men are charging at her full force with
Ma'am,
cameras. going,
ma'am!
We got you.
Get the net!
In other tellings, La Llorona's lover was a man from a higher
Yeah.
class who betrayed her to pursue a woman more befitting his social standing.
Yeah, it's
While
like
La
another
Llorona's
story I
myth
heard.
predates her, this
Same
version
watching
parallels to
this.
the story of La Malinche, also known as Doña Marina.
Oh, I think I know this
Doña
one.
Marina was a slave offered to
might
the
be the one I
Spanish
was telling you all
conquistador
about.
Hernan Cortez
Oh, this
by
is
a
not the one I
Mayan
was telling
lord.
you all about.
She served as his translator, cultural
Sure.
mediator, as well as concubine. Cortez had a child with Doña Marina, then abandoned her when his upper-class Spanish
yeah.
wife arrived. Figuratively, her murdered children could be seen as the millions of natives who fell under Spanish rule.
Yeah, I mean, well, La Malinche is kind of like an iconic figure as well. I've never heard La Malinche been put in with La Llorona, like ever.
This is sort of a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are starting to do crossovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's also like it's trying to assign historical value to
Yeah,
a
I mean, I don't
topic.
blame them.
This feels like fan fiction.
But this feels like a shoehorn, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I think the story still holds value as a legend passed down from generations.
But I think that could be said for like a lot of spirits that they're kind of just like legends that people pass on, and I feel like they do sometimes gain power because so many humans are giving it energy. She gets around.
Well, now that we've learned the history, or I guess the lore, why don't we go try and find this woman? And maybe she could tell us for herself what's the actual tale.
Well, there's
do
like
it.
multiple
Wouldn't that be something?
on this.
While there have been unnerving sightings of La Llorona all across North America, from Mexico City to Chicago to Texas, we're going to be looking for her in two of the most active areas of reported sightings, Southern California and New Mexico. Our first stop in our search for La Llorona is the Agua Mansa Pioneer Cemetery in Colton, California. Agua Mansa served as the cemetery for the first non-native settlement in the San Bernardino Valley. The settlers first arrived in the area in the 1830s, and the cemetery is the last remaining piece of the original settlements.
That's definitely haunted.
At Agua Mansa Memorial or
Yes.
Cemetery.
Yes.
Okay. Very
Exciting.
serene and creepy.
It's nice to have some enthusiasm here.
I'm
Yep.
excited,
I
yo.
suppose. Curly, would you like to maybe call out to her?
Yes. Señora Llorona, deja de ser chillona. Gracias por tenernos aquí en tu casa. Si tú quieres llevarte a alguien, llévase a Shane.
Oh, he said my name for sure.
Crucial to our search, Agua Mansa is also located next to a canal and close to the Santa Ana River. La Llorona is said to haunt riverbanks
Yeah,
and
he
lake
says where
shores.
people will
Reports
drown.
on her powers vary, but some include the ability to hover above water or even transform into a flock of birds.
That's good. That's a superpower. She's like an animorph.
That would be horrifying if we're like, we got you cornered, then
Just doves.
Flies
Just
off.
crow-
Oh,
I mean,
you're thinking doves?
I was thinking doves,
Well, I was
but I
thinking
meant
crows.
crows.
Yeah.
I love a crow.
that's
Yeah.
pretty vague. Like, what if it's like pelicans? Like huge.
Yeah.
Like a flock of pelicans.
Or little golden finches. Or humming.
Do you think later, I can't talk. Do you think she would like haunt a pool, like a public pool? 'Cause people drown in those.
Birds.
La Llorona is known to wear white and rumored to seduce men who hear her crying and then kill them. Said to reveal cultural anxieties surrounding sex, La Llorona is often posed as a femme fatale or sexual predator. In Rodolfo Anaya's 1972 novel, Bless Me Ultima, La Llorona is described as a demon that wanders riverbanks and, quote, seeks the blood of boys and men to drink, end quote.
La Llorona also has a bit of a femme fatale side of her where she does go after men.
Bad boys.
And what do you know? 3 ripe young men.
Show her your biceps, Ryan.
I'm not going to show her my
Come on. Show your bicep.
Maybe they're
Hey,
not
why don't
her
you show her
type.
your legs?
Oh, I'll show her my legs.
Yeah, give her
Show
some
my
leg.
calves.
Here.
I got good calves.
You hear that, La Llorona? I'm giving you 2 free tickets to the Shane Madej
Look at these.
leg
I
show.
got some spicy calves coming your way,
These
lady.
calves.
Hope you got a glass of water because here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
No. It's too sexy, senor.
What are you
No,
saying?
no.
This is for you.
Well, she's like watching them. She's like,
Why
oh
don't
my
you
god,
guys
these guys are
keep
idiots.
exploring? I'll stand here in the dark for 30 minutes and see if anything happens to me.
Here we are, guys. Here we are.
Here we are.
Well, this is the chapel on site in the cemetery, and that's pretty spooky. I will say, some people think she's a demon, which obviously
Yeah.
you know my track record with demons, not my favorite. So they actually have a little La Llorona shrine right here. Creepy.
Also, my girl Guadalupe is here. That's
Honestly,
my girl. I'm
probably
happy
look
she's
at
here.
the
She's here to
letter,
mess with
the
us.
Lona
We're reaching out to
shrine.
whoever lives inside this chapel. Hopefully that is La Llorona. Now, La Llorona, we came here all the way from Los Angeles. We came here to find out why you drowned your children. Look, I'm not here to judge you. I just want to know why. Maybe he's here to judge you.
Of course I'm here to judge you. She drowned her children. I don't think it's cool that you drowned your kids, lady.
We're going to turn on a device here that may help you speak to us, spirits of this chapel. You know that new sound you were looking for? Listen to this. You like that?
I love it.
That's good, right?
Baby. Ooh, Chatterbox is here tonight.
Ask who's inside here.
¿Hay alguna persona aquí adentro? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Nos puede decir su
Who was
nombre?
that? I couldn't even understand that. That was so fast. But it sounded like Spanish.
That sounded like hello.
Yeah, we're gonna need to hear more than 1 or 2 words in a row.
Do you hear that?
What if it's a different ghost?
Yo, that was fucking crazy. Who was that?
Thank you
They're
so
mocking you.
much.
Who was that? That was pretty crazy.
That was a
Wow.
direct response to the thing you said.
Yeah, you sound surprised.
I mean, I loved it.
What do you know about La Llorona?
Twist your arm into my...
Said twist your arm.
In a box.
Sort of thing.
Twist your arm in a box.
Sort of makes the other one a little less special.
Next in our search, we will travel to La Llorona Park in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
La Llorona
where
Park.
Locals claim to have seen her along the banks
Is that
of
what it's
the
actually
Rio
called?
Grande. We're lucky enough to be joined by one of these.
I'm gonna Google it. Oh my god, it's actually called Llorona Park. It has a public restroom. That's good to know. Always good to know it has a public restroom. It's even got like a couple hiking trails. Where's that Wikipedia page? Nope.
Locals willing to share her story.
Okay, so here we are in Las Cruces, New Mexico, with Araceli to tell us about her experience with La Llorona.
So I was about 12 years old, and I see like this silhouette. It's like a figure, and I can't see a face, I can't see no like features. So I'm making this figure out, and I notice that I can't see their feet. Like their feet aren't touching the ground. And right then I start getting like, okay, what the heck? And then like right then I hear La wails of the Llorona.
Yeah.
And I book it. And I'm
Understandably.
like knocking on the door. And by the time like I figured out what I was looking at, my cousin was already gone. So I think she had seen her before I did. So I'm pounding on the front door, like, please somebody let me in. And I was crying, but I didn't want to like make any noise because the Llorona was right there. I didn't want her to get me. And finally somebody opens the door, and I just like run in and I jump under the covers, and I'm just like crying.
Had you known what she was when you saw her,
Oh,
or were
yes.
you like, that is La Llorona?
Yeah.
Well, like I was like, what is that? But then as soon as I heard like the wails,
What
I
did
was
they
like,
sound like?
oh God, like give me the creeps because we're here. They're just like crying, like so, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like despair, like she, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's
see, this
not-
is what I mean. I was
yeah.
telling them earlier, I'm like, people see her and they're like, we know.
Yeah, like you just know.
Well, fellas, we've arrived.
Ooh, boy.
Yes.
La Llorona Park.
We made it, we're here.
The Crying Woman.
A popular Spanish tale about a
Nothing
woman
interesting
who cries
happens
for
to
her
me,
lost
bye.
children along the river. A little bit of revisionist history there.
Sounds quite sweet when you put it that way.
Yeah.
does.
We should probably go look over there by the swing set, right?
Oh, yeah. That'll be
Let's
fun.
do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Where is it?
You know, there's actually a park, a national park right where I live called Nahoy Falls. And it's like basically one girl from another tribe wanted to marry a guy from another tribe. Their parents wouldn't allow it, and they both like killed themselves or something at the waterfall or something. It's like kind of unusual yet. Like you used to be able to walk up and see the falls, but most of the trail like eroded because of the fucking rain. So yeah, you can't see the falls unless you want to risk falling and breaking your leg.
Down the
It's right under that horrifying bridge. Well, it's also,
Also,
funny
there's
when
no
you kind of
fucking
see these
Wi-Fi there.
places and you
No
know, oh,
signal.
this is where I'm going to lose it later.
Your virginity?
Yeah, my virginity. Which reminds me, I have something to tell you guys. I was hoping I had some very special things for you this evening.
La Llorona's myth has largely been seen as a moralistic and
Yeah.
cautionary tale that is meant
There's
to
a lot-
keep
like
men,
it's-
women, and children
there's
all on their
like a
best
lot of legends,
behavior.
like,
For
happen.
example, children are cautioned not to play too close to waterways and to get back home before dark for fear
Yeah,
that La
therefore she
Llorona
can haunt a
will
public
get them.
pool.
Okay, so here's the playground. This is where she would prey on children.
More like a playground.
Who would think that this was a good idea, though?
Are you saying, Curly, that you think it's a bad idea to build a playground
Who-
where
I mean,
this...
if you know the story, why
Yeah.
you know it'd be great, actually. This is like the park that you bring your kid when you hate them. Hopefully she'll get him.
I'm scanning the park right now for heat signatures. I'm not sure if La Llorona would show up. Is she a spirit? Is she a demon? I'm not really sure.
What is that noise?
Yeah, do you hear that?
It said that children should be very cautious when they're in this park. Obviously, we're
Yeah.
all grown men, so maybe we could act like children, or we have brought some things that may bring out the inner child in us. Here you go, Shane. I have here a photo of you as a child,
That's me.
and there I am.
Look,
Similar.
best
you guys
buds.
do.
Best buds.
Jeez.
Right now, we're calling out to the entity that calls itself La Llorona.
La Llorona.
The Wailing Woman. Look at this boy with these pinchable cheeks. It's me now. I'm him.
Look at that.
Oh my
That's when his
God.
head was the size of a melon and not the size of an exercise ball. Shane, what if we pretended we were children?
Okay.
This is actually, I'm not trying to make a mockery of this. I think if maybe we, well, I was
How are we
thinking
gonna-
I could maybe push you in the swing. Wow, I can't believe we're at the park here. Look at this big, tall friend of mine. Yeah.
It's my favorite place to be.
Man,
I'm
I
gonna
used to
push you on
love
the
playing
swing
on
now.
swing sets,
It'll be
but then I
really
started getting
bad.
nauseous
If
of playing
something
on
came
them
out
as an
and
adult,
did something to me,
which
like
sucks.
dragged me into the water until I couldn't breathe anymore and ceased to exist.
Push your friend Curly too.
Oh, I could push Curly too, yeah.
Wait, why is Curly a 40-year-old man?
Wait, let me double check something. Oh yeah, it is near water, all right. By the Rio Grande.
Well, we're gonna look in other parts of this park. Maybe you'll find us there. Maybe you won't.
But remember, we used to be these boys, and we're still tasty.
At least one source says the
Why
legend
would
of
she
the
eat
Whooping
them?
Woman is very strong in Las Cruces, where locals are reportedly very superstitious and claim to spot La Llorona crying and walking along the river. With that being said, we'll end our investigation in the same fashion that many locals have encountered her, by each of us walking alone along the riverbank, hoping for a face-to-face encounter with the famous and deadly La Llorona.
So Curly's out there doing his solo walkthrough.
He is doing his first solo walkthrough. He seemed pretty excited.
Yeah, maybe because he's never done one before.
Alrighty, y'all. So I am walking now by myself within my lonesomeness. So I am not really scared. I'm kind of just like, come on, like, let's see what you got, girl. Where you at? And I'm not trying to provoke nobody. I'm not trying to make you angry or nothing. I mean, look, Llorona,
Yeah.
how dope would it be if we showed the world that you were here? You know what I'm saying? We should call you my little Llorona Chillona. If what you
What
did
the
is true,
fuck?
it's pretty fucked up.
I need to Google what Llorona is. Oh, screeching.
Are you genuinely concerned about this walkthrough?
My
This
little praying
investigation?
screeching
I
lady.
don't know. I haven't seen any signs yet, but you know, you never know.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell. I keep, like, thinking that I see something, but, like, I
That's
think
the
they end up being,
pareidolia.
like, trash bins.
I think Curly's on his way back here. How do you think he fared?
Probably fine. I can see maybe the silence
Yeah.
getting to him. You know, he is very perceptive when it comes to energies and stuff, so
That is true.
Yeah.
he may have felt something out there.
I feel like we haven't heard him though.
Yeah.
Are you here? Hello? I feel like now's a good moment to spook me. I kind of have gotten a little gassy walking up and down this river.
Oh, here he is.
It's cold out there, guys.
Yeah, I know.
It's super cold.
You seem awfully chipper.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lovely walk.
Seeing as how that's the first thing you said, you mentioned the cold. I can't imagine that actually anything happened, right?
I
Yeah.
kept thinking that I would see things and be like, and then I would look and be like, oh, it's a trash can.
The shadow's playing tricks in your mind,
Yes.
kind of
Or
thing.
I'm like, I see walking, and then I'm like, oh, that's my shadow. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go jump out there and do my
Yes.
own thing now. Oops, I'm setting an alarm on. All right, walking to find my old pal, the Wailing Woman, La Llorona. Hope she's out here. I'm approaching the spooky bridge that we walked under earlier. God, I'd love it if this lady showed up and just drowned my ass. Can you imagine? I'm gonna walk out to the river here. This is where the lady is said to be.
Do you think Shane is out there screaming right now? Like,
He's probably doing some stupid bit where he's pretending he's a kid.
Oh, hey there, miss. It's just me, a little boy. I'm out here all alone at night. Oh, I sure hope some lady doesn't show up and kill me. Check this out. Oh, sure would love a little lemon soda. Maybe some peppermint sticks. Oh, one thing I don't want is to be murdered tonight.
And then he'll move on from that. He'll start wailing, and then when that eventually fails, he's gonna move to his old standby of asking La Llorona to murder him in various ways.
Oh, I sure would be bummed if a lady showed up and drowned my ass right now. Fill my lungs up with water, why not? I'm sure you'd like to shut me up. Sure you've heard plenty from me tonight. I know
What if
you
she
had Sweet
ghosted
Curly
them?
out here before me, and you're going to have the timid man come out here after
Ghosted
me.
by a ghost.
But I'm really probably the biggest get out of the bunch.
Hey!
I'm back.
Yes!
Let me guess, I'm not gonna like it out there.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a good walk.
It's a good walk.
What'd you do?
I tried to appeal to that lady's interests.
Yeah.
She wasn't having it. Well, Ryan, I think you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I think so too.
That'll be fun. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tap into my childhood self. Oh my. Okay, I'm pretty far out now. Mommy! Somebody help me find my mom? Mom? Mama! Oh god, it is pitch black out here. There is nothing but me.
Is there any natural
What do you
light?
think he's doing?
Or is it like
nervous
too much like
and
light?
talking to
like-
the air.
light
and-
pollution?
He's probably super scared, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Doing that kid bit, pretending I was a kid again, actually made me even more scared. It reminded me of how I used to feel when my mom would tell me about you. I think I'm gonna break out the spirit box, sing that now I'm in the middle of nowhere. Hello. My name is Ryan. Who's out here with me? I'm reaching out to the spirit of La Llorona. What? What was that? What? Who's out here with me? It's all me, just me by myself. Now's your chance.
Did you see so far up his nose?
I'm talking to you, La Llorona. If you're real, tell me why you did it. Why did you do that to your children? To your niños? I just want to know. Maybe I could help you.
Lots of twists.
Lots of twists.
Yeah,
Turn it
'cause of
off.
all the different stories.
You know, this was kind of liberating. I feel like I just stood up to a childhood bully. All right, let's get back into the warmth. I actually forgot I was cold.
Hey! What up?
You got so scared
How'd
you
it
armed
go?
himself up.
Did you see anything?
I got a female voice that said it was a twist. All I know is that my mom saw her. I gave her the perfect opportunity to get a 2-for-1 Bergara special,
True.
and she blew it. I guess the ghoul boys prevail again.
Yeah.
Oh, this
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Scared.
The legend of La Llorona has loomed large in Latinx cultures for lifetimes. To
Oh,
this
that's
day,
her.
she remains a huge part of the culture. Her story will continue to haunt children and adults alike, but with so many different interpretations and legends surrounding the Weeping Woman. Whether she still wanders the world in search of her lost children remains unsolved.
So, what story of La Llorona do you have? Later.